How's it going, my cheering people? Dr. Slacking, the Slacking Doctor, back with something a little bit different today. I'm just going to put some music on in the background. This is a super, informal, just laid-back video. It's not an update video, it's not really that. I didn't have a video that I really wanted to record for tomorrow. Probably laddering would have been the thing I'd wanted to record the most. But I'm a little bit strapped for time and I'm exhausted. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, see it in my face. Probably see it in my face. I probably look tired. But yeah, it's been a long few days for me. I have early starts earlier on in the week at work, and it's just tiring me out. Since handing in my resignation at work, I've been struggling a little bit just because I have this pending PhD application to do, and I can't do it right now because I'm working these hours, and it's just, do you know when you have something you want to get done and you can't get it done? So it makes you feel more tired because you feel stressed about the fact you can't get it done, right? And it's just like, the fact that you're not doing it makes you tired, even though you're not doing it. I know that, I don't know, maybe that makes some sense to someone. So anyway, I've just been feeling super tired in the evenings. I've just been just tired. So I didn't want to do another OU laddering video today because I don't know if my OU laddering videos have been that great quality recently. I feel like maybe they've seen a little bit dejected at times, and maybe my plays have been lacking because I've just been tired and so focused on Draft League. While I was doing a lot of Showdown laddering videos, I was hardly playing in leagues that I took seriously, and then since then I've been super playing in leagues. Anyway, none of this really matters. I just want to kind of talk about why I guess I am making this video of all videos. So, I don't know, this is... I might not upload this. I might not. This is a weird video to make. I guess I'm just going to be really transparent. A channel that I subscribe to, some of you may even know, just be able to speculate from what I'm about to say. A channel that I subscribed to, probably not, I'll be quite vague, had a member of this collective channel leave recently because of misconduct, because of the way that they spoke to people and stuff like that. By the way, let me clarify right now, nothing like that has happened in this community. No one I know has been involved in anything like that. We're in the Pokemon community. We have to be very, very direct about these things. Nothing like that. I'm just saying what motivated me to make this video. This person left over misconduct, and I think one of the things allegedly, or was being rumored to be, because of maybe certain things that were said to certain people, the way certain things were said. And things like this can make you reflect on the way that you interact with people. And I have only good interactions with everyone to my knowledge. I never have any hostile interactions with anyone, really. I'm very blessed in this community to be surrounded by great people. But I did want to talk about some things. So, sometimes in live Draft League games, and the GDL video went up on Monday, you guys have seen that week 1, I was playing against my boy Mid, I don't really know how to talk about this, because it's such a dumb thing, like no one's complained, no one's whatever, but I feel like I just want to talk about this. I don't know why. I was watching the video back today. I don't often watch my own videos. I'm not a complete narcissist. But sometimes I do because I think that I want to improve. And I think that is for those of you that do YouTube, you'll understand. It's hard to watch back your own content because you don't like the sound of your own voice. You don't like your own mannerisms, especially in battles. You just watch back at every play you didn't get right. And I replied to someone who was one of the main things that kept me going in Draft League when I got started, and is probably up there as one of my 2 biggest kind of Pokemon and YouTube inspirations, in Vivid Color, who has since become a friend, who I think the world of. And I replied to one of his comments where he said about, you said about choking the game a couple of times, but you didn't. You played fine. Very, very kind comment. I replied to him. But it was making me think about the way we talk in our live games as players, and the way that over the years I've been doing this so long, the way I talk has changed. So where am I going with all this? I don't know. How many of you are still here? When you're recording a live game, it's different to recording a post-com. And I used to record post-coms. In post-coms, I could talk and I could say, here I made a play that I thought might choke the game. But that is no discredit to my opponent. they have played superbly well. However, great example for those of you that have been around, UBL semi-finals versus OP Jellison, who went on to win the UBL that season last time we had a Gen 7 league. I choked that game, right? I should have basically preserved my Sharpedo as he had to click quick attack with his Zangoose, and I could have won the game. It's a whole thing. It doesn't really matter, but basically he would have racked up extra poison damage and died to my next attack. I fully threw that game. I had I think from memory, a 100% way to win that game, and I didn't take it. And I made it very clear in the post-com, like, I didn't want to discredit him in any way because he went on to win the league. Like, he deserved to beat me. I made a bad play. But in live comms, it's harder to have that distance and clarity to say, when I'm saying this is a choke play, I don't mean to discredit my opponent in any way. I don't mean to say that if I made a better play here, they wouldn't still beat me, because they might in a lot of cases. And the longer that I've been in this community, the more friends I have, the more comfortable I get, the more I will at times sort of shit talk, but especially like with mid, for example, it never even crossed my mind that I could offend mid in that video in any way. And I don't think I did, by the way. And I don't think I said anything offensive in that video. But it's something that I want to talk about and reflect on as a community, because I don't see people talking about this kind of thing, and I do see other people upset people with their videos. But Mid is someone that's such a good friend of mine. I joke about him being my son. He's a lot younger than I am, and I always tell him to study and stuff like this instead of playing Pokemon, because quite genuinely, actually, in this case, the honest truth is, I am a lot older than him, and I really like Mid, and I wish him all the best, and I want him to do well in life. So sometimes I half mean it. I'm like, hey, Mid, go do well at school, go be successful in life, because, you know, I have 10 years age on some of these people, and I wanna see them flourish. And so much as it's a meme, like I'm his dad, sometimes it's not a meme, and there are some people in this community, I'm not going to name names, they know exactly who they are when I say this, that I have memes about me being their dad as well, who I love very dearly, and I want to do the most they can possibly do in life, and I care about very much. But what that all means is, and I don't know how many of you are still watching this stream of consciousness, which is exactly what I'm going to get onto in a second. But when you do care about these people and they do consider them friends, sometimes you guys as viewers don't know those relationships exist as well. There are some people in the league, GDL, that I don't know that well, that I'm getting to know, or that I'm not even getting to know, and that are fairly quiet people in the server, and so I might never know, and that's fine. And you don't know these relationships when you're watching the video, and sometimes it's easy for us to forget the way that we are talking, and it's easy for me to shit talk Mid because I know Mid, and Mid knows that I know, like, that I respect him, and you guys might get the wrong end of the stick. So I'm going to try and work on the way that I handle the stream of consciousness that my live comms have become, because they really are, like, we are so focused as players on winning games, like most of us are. And I think if you watch, like, the WBE, for example, there are some players in that who are primary, like, let's play content creators who then do draft league battles, who are able to put on a certain show while they battle, because that's their main strength on YouTube. That's their main occupation, some of them. That's their career. A great example, I think, is Pokegame. Pokegame's not a Let's Player, but that man manages to handle himself with decorum and class at all times, no matter how intense the battle gets to him. And I think part of that just comes from the professionalism of being a full-time career YouTuber. For some others of us, me, for example, my main thing is, like, I want to be a good battler. When I go into that game, I want to win every game. And I'm sure he does too, but he's a lot more experienced and whatever. I mean, I'm sure if you watch him battle his friends, maybe it slips sometimes, the professionalism. But it's something that I don't think is discussed enough. And I don't know really where I'm going, but there's kind of two things that I wanted to say. One is that if I ever in my live comms seem like I'm discrediting my opponents, or that I'm shit-talking them or whatever, either chances are I know them and I really don't mean any harm, I have just perhaps overstepped a boundary which I didn't mean to, in which case I would always apologize. You know, if I ever was like, I try never to get bitter or salty anyway in life, but if I ever thought I'd done that in a video, I would always apologize to the person. And the third thing is, sometimes I will use language that is quite harsh. I've noticed that as the generation has gone on, as I've relaxed more and more, and I've got a bigger following here than I've ever had before, and I'm incredibly grateful to you guys for that. But I'll use language that's quite harsh. I use the word pussy a lot. I'll be like, oh man, I'm playing like such a pussy. I'm such a pussy. I don't mean, sometimes my language will be very abrasive, and I never mean to offend anyone or trigger anyone, or because sometimes like that language, those kind of things, it's throwing the wrong term pussy around, for example. Whilst I don't think it's a word that should be outlawed or whatever, for some people it's a word they don't like to hear, and for some people, it can be a word that's used when people are being bullied, when things like that, and I never mean to do that. I think when you watch a live game, you see battlers like myself, people that are so 110% focused on the game at their kind of most primal, I guess. They're most stripped back, they're most open. It's like I'm drunk, right? When you see me playing a game that I'm 110% focused on getting that game played, it's like you're seeing me after a lot of drinks, because my inhibitions aren't there anymore. All of my psyche is focused on the game plan, winning, giving you guys W's for the Bowland Bovines or the Lake District Spirits, that I'm not considering how I'm presenting myself as a person anymore. So if I ever come across harsh or abrasive, or if other content creators do this, I don't know, I feel like it's never talked about, that maybe we don't mean any harm, and I certainly don't. I'm going to try and... It's difficult. I'm going to try and maybe not talk that way. There are certain times where I do it tongue-in-cheek, right? There's certain times where I do it... Me and Nico have this big meme about getting your balls out and putting them on the table in a game because you're playing aggressive, you're making big nads plays. You got to show your opponent you got gonads. Stuff like that, like, that's clearly banter. That's clearly, like, not tongue-in-cheek, right? But sometimes I will be harsh, especially on myself, and that's the other thing I want to say. I am someone who is, like, absolutely in everything I do in life, when I take it seriously, a very harsh critic and perfectionist. I'm sure most of you are the same. I'm sure we're all the same. Whenever we do anything that we care about as human beings, we will brutalize ourselves over it. I got some sort of crap on my hoodie. Fluff. It's not the point. We will be so harsh, and maybe that's why I'm making this video, right? Because I'm not fully satisfied with my live comm, and I'm being critical of it. That's what this video is. But that's what we do. That's what we do as human beings. And so sometimes my language will be harsher because of my own self-frustration. Sometimes I think we react worse, and I'm someone that never... or tries to never project it onto my opponent in Draft League games. So, for example, I've seen people before rage after a Draft League game when they played like shit, and they'll blame their opponent, and it's because they can't process the fact that they are to blame. They're someone who isn't good at self-reflection, and that's, to be honest, that's okay. Like, we all have our things in life, right? And that's fine. I try to never do that, because if you're the other person, that isn't fine. If you're the person on the receiving end, it isn't fine. Like, don't project your misplays onto me and stuff, right? And sometimes it's ignorance. Sometimes some people don't understand the game well enough to know why they went wrong. So they blame their opponent. And that's a very real thing in the Draft League community. And the Draft League community is tough. It's cutthroat. It's bitter. It's a it's a great community, and it's kept me going through some difficult times. But it's a competitive community, so it's mean. And I guess that's the last thing that I kind of wanted to say. And this feels like such a cop-out, but I do think it's true, is that I come from a slightly different background to this community than some other people do. So this is a gross generalization, but for a large part of this community, a lot of people that are very big into esports aren't very big into real life sports. I feel like I'm just calling everyone geeks. I'm not trying to do that. But you will know this if you're in the Pokemon community. It isn't like sports where everyone is a sports player. Some people are esports players, some people are casual, some people are whatever. And so there's different backgrounds is what I'm trying to say. And different spheres allow different things. So for example, I have joined a Discord server during my 3 years on YouTube at one point or another. I may or may not be in it anymore. It may or may not be relevant anymore, where some of the banter and some of the memes and stuff crossed the line for what I was comfortable with, right? I wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't like the way people spoke to each other. I didn't like the kind of content that was posted there. It made me deeply uncomfortable. So that's my sphere of what I find to be tolerable. And I think the sphere that I come from in kind of the real world, when I'm not sat in front of a camera with a ring light on me and whatever else waffling on, I come from a community that speaks very harshly. You know, I come from a very working class football community where it's, you talk a lot of shit, and you know, I've been punched in the mouth on the football field before. So someone saying to me in a Discord battle, "You're a prick," it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But similarly, if you're someone who's only ever been in an esports community, that wouldn't be tolerable to you. And I would get why it isn't, because it shouldn't be. But depending on your spheres in life and what you have normalized, internalized, and found and experienced, certain things are more or less tolerable. And you setting those thresholds for yourself is perfectly reasonable. And just because, you know, when me and Nico fight each other on Showdown, we shit talk each other, we insult each other, we rip each other apart, and we are never offended by that, doesn't mean that I would do that to someone like, I'm going to give an example here of someone who I love very dearly, and I hope he doesn't mind me using him as an example. There's someone I respect massively in this community, who some of you will know, called Tangler Boots, Troy. I would never say the things to Troy that I say to Nico, and it's not because I don't think Troy is thick-skinned enough or whatever. It's nothing like that. It wouldn't be right. He isn't that person. He doesn't shit talk people like that. He isn't mean like that. So I would never do it to him, and it's okay that he would then, because he never gives that to other people, it's perfectly reasonable for him to expect never to receive it back. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say here. He doesn't deserve to receive it back from me, so I don't give it to him, because he doesn't give it out. Nico gives it out as much as he fucking gets it, so that's how it goes. And I do too, and that's why I get shit talked a lot, and I never bat an eyelid, because I give it out, right? I don't know where I'm really going with this. I just think there's a lot of, I don't know really. There's going to be a lot of you that didn't make it this far that were like, what the fuck is this video? This is your excuse of 5 videos a week putting this out. I just consider this like a podcast. Maybe I should have said that in the beginning. Maybe I'll cut that bit. Consider this like a podcast and put that at the beginning of the video or something. I just wanted to speak my mind, because what I wanted to do, let me focus back in, because I've gone off on tangents about all sorts in life now. I'm wearing pajama bottoms today. It's put me in such a comfy mood. Maybe that's why I just wanted to do this. That's where maybe I felt comfortable. I didn't put on real trousers. What was I trying to say? Focus back in. Right. So I'm gonna try and handle myself a little bit differently in lives. I still want to be open and honest. I still want to be me. I still want to be who I am, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't make any money doing this, and I probably never will. I'm just excited to be part of this community and excited to have you guys watching. So I do want to be real. I don't want to, you know, for example, I don't know this person personally. It's just easy to give examples. I don't know A-Drive personally, for example, but he has a wife and a child. If he wanted to present a professional image on YouTube that was slightly beside who he really is in real life, fine. If Shady Penguin wants to not swear, where in real life he swears more than I do, fine. Their livelihood depends on this, and I respect that so much. Mine doesn't, right? I'm just the bloke that plays in some Wi-Fi leagues and tends to choke games by playoffs, right? But I want to try and be a better content creator still. And I want to try and give the best side of myself always. So I'm going to try and tone down some of the language if I can. I hope I've never offended any of you. I'm going to continue, as I've always done, to try and never be disrespectful to my opponents. That's something that's always mattered to me. I speak about coming from a football background. Whatever happens on the football pitch, and I've said some and done some foul things on the football pitch. But when that final whistle goes, I go and I shake my opponent's hand, and it's done, right? What happens in the game is in the game. And that's an ethos that I take to everything in life, and Pokemon included. You will never see me in a Discord chat after a game publicly saying things to my opponent, ever. You might see, if you're in my front office, me complaining, but that's in a close friendship circle where I'm allowed to show an unsavory moan, and I'll always end it even there by being like, all right, I'm just whining now, and I just need to get that off my chest. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. Maybe this won't go up. Maybe you guys will never see this. I don't know. I just wanted to talk. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm gonna try and do better, because I think whilst like so many people as well, I want to say this. So many people have been pulling for me recently. Like, so many people have been retweeting my tweets, been giving me advice on my YouTube content, been promoting me to their friends, have been commenting, liking the videos. Like, so, and if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably one of those people. So many people have been incredible to me recently. And on that week 1 GDL game, so many people were complimenting my play, were saying how, you know, how well we managed that match and everything. That I want to keep doing better and keep improving. And this is one of the ways that I think I can do that. Yeah. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and be better. And I'm very grateful to all of you. Yeah, that's it really. I don't know. I feel like this is so stupid. I feel like none of you are still watching. If you made it right to the end of the video, just, I don't know, I never do like keywords for people to comment down below. I don't know. I don't have a keyword. Just say rain. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not good at them. But I hope, yeah, I was going to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Why would you enjoy this? It was a madman just speaking his mind. But that's the point, right? That's the point. We just speak our minds on YouTube, and sometimes it's not filtered. And I want to apologize if I've ever been too not filtered, and try and be slightly more filtered, or at least just slightly more polite, I guess. I want to have better manners on YouTube, I guess. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.